No one ever wakes up in the morning and says, I want to ruin my life and the other people around me. No one ever wakes up and says, I'm going to be a professional drug addict.
Even though I was using, I wanted to get away from it, but just had no way to get away from it. I just stayed in it.
I was lost in addictions and bonds. I had lost my children. I had lost everything. I didn't have a family. My children didn't have a family. Never knew if I would see them again, if I would even live through the jail time that I had.
So I just lived my whole life around drugs. I went through different eras into the ecstasy stage of partying and robbing and stealing and just lived on the edge.
I played in a rock band for like 12 years. We played basically clubs and bars, and the drinks were free to the band.
Shortly after that, I met my real dad, and he introduced me to methamphetamines.
They invited me to come to RU, and so I came, and I seen the format, and the very first thing, they do the testimonials. I was like, there's no way I can stand up in front of all these people, but I did. And I told everybody what I was going through, and they were just so supportive. And the friendliness of everybody, and just the loving embrace, I felt more comfortable with them than I did with members of my own family.
So eventually I gave in and went to the RU class and found out that I was absolutely wrong about what RU could do. I learned first and foremost that I had strongholds, and strongholds are anything that would keep me from serving God wholeheartedly.
It teaches you how to hide God's word in your heart so that if you're tempted, it's not really if, it's when you're tempted, that you have something to hold on to.
Everything I am now and everything that I try to do, I owe to the RU program and to God. He just brought me up out of a pit, and I'm happier than I've ever been.
But the most important thing I can say is that the void was gone. I can honestly say after 26 years of addiction, I stand here 4 years clean and sober. Not just sober, but freedom. And that's what RU is about, is making you free.
Since I've been coming here for 2.5 years, I'm happy to say the Lord's completely changed my life.
We celebrate 4 years of freedom, complete freedom.
Being saved and being in the RU program has saved our lives. I no longer live in bondage. I no longer have the strongholds.
You don't have to go back to that life. You don't have to. I've tried everything for over 16.5 years. God put a void here, only God can fill it. I've tried women, drugs, alcohol, everything, and only God can fill it. And when you allow God to start filling your void, you will actually start living for the first time in your life.